So Mr. Grape Explorer talking about today. So we have a very, very special episode that we wanted to share with everyone. And in honor of June 6, 1944, now 80 years since D-Day. And so we had, if you saw some of the clips, it was very inspiring, to see, 80 years and some of those chaps that were still able to be at this event. Wow, it was just very, very special. But we wanted to also talk today about something that never really maybe gets talked about, and it's called the sparkling wines of England. And yes, they do exist, and we wanted to share that with you because we also broke out a map here so you can show the proximity. This is the English Channel right here, and this is Normandy right here. So you also right here, this was the very special area where they launched Angleterre in French, which means England right here. But this area, Brighton, right up here, right here, the city of Brighton, right on the coast, you have what's called Sussex. And Sussex is one of the top areas in all of England for sparkling wine production. And the reason why, if you look at the proximity here, you've got Reims in Champagne here, and you've got the coastline here. There is the same chalky soil that exists here in Reims that exists here also in England to make what we call a true essence of what Champagne is all about. So that's why we wanted to discuss this today. We broke out a bottle here, which is very, very special. It's called Ridgeview. It's regarded one of England's finest wineries. It's owned by the Roberts family, and they've been crafting these sparkling wines since 1995. This was also a champagne that was hosted by Queen Elizabeth when she welcomed Barack Obama to England. They actually toasted with this champagne because it's the rosé, and we wanted to break that out because we also wanted to share with you some of our beautiful roses this time of the year. But I also wanted to show you a picture here. So we call this the greatest generation. Of course, D-Day was very, very special in the annals of history. But a lot of things actually happened, and for the good too. So I just wanted to explain that my dad was actually in World War II, and as you can see right here, he was only 21 years old. But guess what? He met a war bride in England, and my grandparents actually lived in Bexley, Kent. So my mother is very, very British, English, and I wanted to share this with you because, again, we feel it's our greatest generation. My Uncle Donald, who my dad's brother, was also in Patton's army, and they were also involved in D-Day as well. They came in the end, Patton's army, but at the same time, very proud to share not only my family history and everything like that, but to talk about Champagne from England. And it's not Champagne because Champagne can only be from Champagne, but we also wanted to point out Hugh Johnson did a beautiful job updating this area so we can actually show you exactly where Ridgeview Vineyards are. And it's considered to be one of the top of the English sparkling wine, but it's fermented in the bottle exactly like Champagne. It spends 18 months on its lees exactly like Champagne, and the soil again is chalky. So if you've never been to a part of England which is called the White Cliffs of Dover, it's a very haunting cliff right near Folkestone. I also want to give a shout out to my cousins in England. I have a lot of cousins in England, but we do have some cousins that live in Folkestone. We had a chance to go visit there, and it's just, you see this just mountain of chalk. And something that I did want to share as well is what's happening in England, because you can see here, historically, this area was never really considered great for wine production because it's just a foggy, misty, damp, cold climate. But with global warming, England is actually one of the benefits countries or areas of the wine world that's actually benefiting from global warming, because now they're making, again, wines that rival Champagne. And we wanted to really spend some time with this because, of course, when I first went to England, I was 16 years old. The only thing I had at that time was elderberry wine. It was not really an area that was conducive to wine. That's why you saw a lot of French wines in England, very, very famous for French wines. But at the same time, we really wanted to spend some time here to dedicate this show because of the 80th anniversary that England is producing beautiful wines. We wanted to give a toast to our troops. We're very proud of you and our our hearts are with you wherever you go. We wanted to at least share with you this 80th anniversary because it was a changing point in history as we talk about. But beautiful, beautiful wines. I'm smelling here. This is typical Champagne method champagne. You have Pinot Noir, you have Chardonnay, and Pinot Meunier, which are the three grapes that exist in Champagne. But look at this color. It's a salmon color. It's actually beautiful. It's called Monrovia, is their cuvee. It's a special cuvee. Monrovia is an area in London that was actually in the 30s, where a lot of artists and poets would hang out in social clubs and everything like that. So this was an honor, you know, to them, to the beautiful classic works of English history that we wanted to spend some time with. But again, I wanted to taste this wine with you because to me, a lot of people don't know that England actually produces method champenoise, but this is a beautiful, beautiful nose. I mean, but you get that chalky kind of notes right off the bat. You get all those red fruits that you get from the Pinot Noir. We're gonna taste it. Oh, you get peaches, nectarines. You get a lot of orchard fruit. You get that beautiful minerality expression from the chalk, which I'll tell you, this separates this sparkling wine from a lot of other sparkling wines in the world. This is the closest thing to champagne that I've ever had before. And I think it's wonderful. But again, I wanted to give a toast to our troops, and I wanted to give a toast to the 80th anniversary of Normandy, of D-Day. Beautiful English wines right here on the coast. We wanted to also give a shout out to our troops that landed here in Normandy, and very, very proud of. And we also wanted to show you our roses because when I was in England, I got the inspiration from my grandparents at a beautiful garden in Kent, which they call the actual Garden of England. So I used to go there for the summer, spend the whole summer. My grandparents had beautiful roses, so it gave me the inspiration to plant roses here. You know, and this is the time of the year in June where you can see they're just starting to bloom and they're getting really beautiful. So I got my rosé wine, I got my roses there. We're talking about English sparkling wine. Can't call it champagne, but I'm gonna call it champagne because I think it's the closest thing to champagne. Again, this is the Grape Explorer. We're always talking about beautiful, beautiful wines. Cheers.